People are seeing it and saying, should we go elsewhere?
Right, thanks so much in that one, and hello in the other one.
Welcome to the channel, and do bye in this one. Bye, thanks for watching.
Tourism.
Yeah.
So the knock-on effect
Like,
is
share,
that
subscribe,
the
but stay in
locals
this
and
one.
residents benefit from it as well. Not just, if you like, the hotel owners or the companies that own the hotels, that most of them aren't even based in the islands. And I wouldn't try and tell anyone not to come, because it's a fantastic place to have a holiday, enjoy yourselves. But it doesn't have to be done on the cheap.
And this backlash, the strength of feeling from locals, it is significant.
It's significant towards the authorities, yes. The only way they can get heard is by trying to highlight or damage the one thing that makes the economy tick, which is tourism.
I've been focusing on the resistance from locals in European holiday destinations, many wishing we were not there. But this trend is happening around the world, in Bali, in Miami, the South Pacific, Kenya and Kyoto. The lesson is surely, yes, tourism can create jobs, maintain a local economy and boost GDP. But unchecked, it can do so to the detriment of many in the local community, disrupting their access to basic resources and services.
Basic bullshit.
And as far as we tourists are concerned, some would say the onus falls on us to appreciate that we're guests in someone else's home when we travel.
Oh, fuck off.
But I am keen to find out what more we can do to improve the lot of host communities,
That is
and
fun,
maybe
bastards.
to balance
I'll
that
fucking
worrying
come
caricature
wander
of
around your
today's
fucking
tourists
country
as
if I like.
selfie-taking narcissists.
Paying to go there,
So
no?
next week, we're looking at different models for tourism, which might help protect local residents. We meet two very different people who've decided to give up flying altogether as a reaction to aviation's contribution to global warming. And following their lead, instead of taking
Global
the plane,
warming! You can't
I'll be
stop
taking the
fucking
night
mentioning
train
that,
to
can
Vienna.
you?
Sounds romantic.
Stop
huh?
it!
Do I get any sleep?
It's all part of the agenda. It's actually propaganda is what that is. I'm actually spreading propaganda by talking about it.
The Tourist Trap was presented by Rajan Dattal, the producer was Bob Howard. Now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1725, today is Sunday the 26th of May. The general synopsis at midday: low 100 miles west of Rockall 1000, losing its identity by midday tomorrow. New low expected Hebrides 1005 by the same time. The area forecast for the next 24 hours: Viking north at 0, south at 0. Southerly or southeasterly 3 to 5, but variable 2 to 4 in north at 0. Thundery showers, fog patches, moderate or good, occasionally very poor. 40s Cromarty 4th, southeast 3 to 5, veering south 3 or 4 later. Rain or showers, fog patches, fair later. Moderate or good, occasionally very poor until later. Tyne, Dogger, Fisher, German Bight. Southeast veering southwest 3 to 5. Showers, perhaps thundery, fog patches at first. Moderate or good, occasionally very poor at first. Humber, Thames. Southwest, but southeast at first in Humber 3 to 5. Mainly fair, showers later. Moderate or good. Dover, White, Portland, Plymouth. Southwest 3 to 5, occasionally 6 later in Plymouth. Showers, occasional rain later
focus.
in Plymouth. Moderate or good.
Wow.
Biscay, westerly or northwesterly 3 to 5, backing southwesterly 5 or 6 later in far northwest. Mainly fair, good. South Fitzroy. Cyclonic 4 to 6, mainly fair, good. North Fitzroy, Seoul. Southwesterly 4 to 6, occasional rain or drizzle later, good, becoming moderate or poor later. Lundy, Fasnet. West or southwest 3 to 5, occasionally 6 at first, showers at first, occasional rain or drizzle later, moderate or good. Irish Sea, westerly or southwesterly, but cyclonic at first in north 3 to 5, showers good.
Shannon, westerly or southwesterly 4 to 6, occasionally 7 at first in northwest.
Alright,
Showers,
alright.
good, occasionally moderate.
Let's see if it's better.
Rockall, Malin, Hebrides, Bailey. Cyclonic 3 to 5, occasionally 6
Cyclonic?
in south Rockall.
Cyclonic.
Rain or showers, fog patches in Bailey. Moderate or good, occasionally poor, occasionally very poor in Bailey.
Even vaguely.
East or
Is that what he said?
3 to 5.
Even vaguely.
Variable 3 or 4.
Is that what he just said?
Occasional drizzle or showers.
Or did I just imagine he just said even vaguely?
Very poor.
Did I?
Faroes, southeast Iceland, easterly or southeasterly, becoming
Did I imagine that? Will you shut up and stop doing stupid accents? It's because I've been watching Clarkson's Farm.
And that's the ship.
Been watching it and it's making me have a funny accent.
Now from Darren Beck.
That's why.
Thanks very much, Jim. Good evening. It's been a noisy
Right, so what we're going to talk about? Well,
I'm
I'm really tired. I was falling asleep and everything.
Much more widespread today. We've had some thundering downpours across many parts of the country, and they're still around at the moment. In actual fact, with the biggest threat of some slow-moving thundering downpours across southern
What am I on about? Well,
bringing the risk
you know.
as well. Now, as we head
we're watching
into
Humanity.
showers will
Right, I've got to get in the art studio tomorrow.
Wales. We'll continue to see some cloud for Scotland and Northern Ireland, and some wet weather too, which will keep the temperatures a bit higher. Where skies clear across England and Wales, we could see temperatures of 7 or 8 degrees tonight, maybe the promise of some early sunshine through central and eastern parts.
Right, okay, so I've been invited to an event down in Leicester, and it's the reason that I'm saying that is I've just noticed that veteran sketch artists have never seen Trial Like Trumps. Right, I've been asked to go to an event and sketch the people in the event. So, because I'm sort of slightly big-headed about it, I've been going, oh, no problem. But I better actually do a wee bit of practicing for this, you know. I mean, I'm going to use pastels. I mean, that drawing there. Oh, I'll let you out of the way, the Vauxhall. Oh! And the Kia. There's nothing here, right? This drawing here has been done by a sketch artist.
We actually never even talked about it among ourselves, as we were sworn to secrecy.
I mean, the thing is, you've got to do it quickly, you know? Like, because well, I can actually take pictures on my phone and do some of it there. I've got to really work out what I'm doing and prepare for it. It's when is it we're going? It's not that far away. I think it's something like 2 or 3 weeks away. Down June. It's in June. Oh, it's the 10th of June. Oh fuck, 10th of June. That's 2 weeks, eh? Wow. Wow, holy shit, I put my nerves. So I won't be able to. I'm driving down as well, so I won't be able to drink much. Maybe have a couple of pints in the hotel. We're going down, we're staying the night, and then so we'll have a couple of pints when we get there.
BBC News.
The next day we're doing the event and then we're driving home that night. That's unfortunately, so.
The Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves has ruled out putting up income tax or national insurance if Labour wins power at the general election. The Conservatives have been explaining their policy of bringing back compulsory national service. In this bulletin, we'll examine the proposal in more detail and hear the views of young people.
That's just total bullshit.
Hamas has launched rockets.
We need to fight the government, not fucking enemy. They're the enemy.
People have been buried under a landslide in Papua New Guinea. And in sport, Southampton have secured promotion to the Premier League in front of thousands of supporters at Wembley. Labour has said there'll be no rises in income tax or national insurance if it wins the general election. The Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves hasn't ruled out spending cuts, but she told the BBC there would be no return to austerity.
Aye, so that's what's going to be happening. That's going to be good. Is this a channel update? Is this a channel update? Aye, it is. Why? Well, why not? Why don't you do it? You should do a channel update. Get the seatbelt on. I don't see why this isn't a channel update. It's just I don't have a computer near us. We're getting the chat GPT answering service has been fucking amazing. Like, you know, and then some idiot says yesterday, oh, we've got a bot, everyone. Well, the thing is, you moron, everyone's not got a bot. It's because you're being a dickhead. That's why I'm answering you through GPT. There's plenty of people who are chatting to me, and I'm chatting to them. But if you're going to be a dickhead, then you're going to get chat GPT. Well, it's not actually chat GPT, but I think you know what I'm talking about. So it's only if you're a dickhead that you get that. So that is, you're at it, you're being mean, you're being horrible, you're being hypercritical, you're being sarcastic, you're being cruel, psychotic. I don't know, like, if you don't, everybody's on the internet, so I think everybody knows what that's like. I mean, so generally I'm not like that to people unless they're like that to me. So, as simple as that, really. So, ooh, come on, you fat bastard. Not you, I didn't mean you, I was talking about the guy that was going to cut. Sorry, look, I apologise, didn't mean you. God's sake, I meant another guy. He struggled to get his MG. I wasn't meaning that lady, I'm sort of apologise. I wasn't meaning that lady there, I was meaning the guy that come. So please don't get angry at me for saying that. I didn't mean it at all, I was talking about the bloke. And he's not even that fat anyway. So I'm fatter actually. It's me that's fat. I'm fat, I've got a fat bum. Yeah. Roar. Actually, I think it's a good idea, to be quite fair, but in the national service. But I just think there's so many things wrong with what's happening that I feel like I need to go to war to fight the government, the system. That I wouldn't want to be fighting the enemy. The enemy is the government. So I never ever thought I'd be like that. I was also law-abiding, and I always kind of listened to everything and obeyed everything. Well, apart from drink driving laws. I never really obeyed anything. What are you talking about? You've always been a bit of a loose cannon. You've never really followed. You've always been an oddball. I keep thinking that I've been thinking about quite a lot. I used to go and visit my uncle quite a bit, and I think I feel ashamed actually, or a bit guilty that I visited some of my mental health problems on people that it wasn't really their business, you know. And I feel sort of bad about it. He wasn't capable of dealing with them, and because he's related to me, he's got the same genetics, not all the same genetics, but some of them. That he's also a bit. You couldn't really explain or describe. He's behaving in a weird way. I still don't actually know exactly whether I was. I don't actually know what the situation was. It's difficult. See, if you're like visiting somebody, really, you know, it's awkward, isn't it? Whether they want you to come there or whether they don't, or they'll say they do, and then the body language. This is what's actually happening. He was saying. He was welcoming me with words, but not with his actions. He was being very unwelcoming. My brother was like that as well. Basically, they would say, "Oh, don't hesitate to get in touch," and then when you did get in touch, they wouldn't fucking talk to you or answer. You know, it's like because I come from a very unloving family, extremely unloving. Yeah. There's very little love in it at all. There's zero love in it actually. Unless them lot all love each other and I'm just left out of it, probably that's what's happened. But you know, there's a positive to be had from that. I don't have to fucking put up with them. You know, I can go home to my bit and go on my computer, get my fire on. You know, and have a great time. So you've got to think about the positives. There's positives pretty much to everything, you know. Families, you know, they're weird. That's a fact. Oh, Berlingo. Ooh. Is that a Berlingo or a partner? A venerable old warrior, I would say. Yeah. And a cheeky wee Clio there, parking there like that. Right. Yeah. The auto wipers. I apologise to the guy for saying that he was fat. This is him coming now. You're going to see him. You might not see him. I don't know if he's going to be in shot. Is he going to drive over the curb with his new car? No, you're not going to see him. You're not going to see him. Nope. Nope. Sorry, I failed there. I failed you. Aye, so you've got to do your own thing, you know. You've also got to have a positive outlook on things. So try, you know. I get very, very negative. You know, I've got a real bad tendency to do that. And I think it just builds and builds and builds and builds, and it usually happens in the mornings. I just don't want to go on anymore. I get up and I do function fairly well. I get up early, and I've got a good Protestant work ethic, which was we were brainwashed into us when we were young. A whole lot of us, and it was just, you know, something that you had to fucking. Well, you had to be productive, you know, a productive human being. And what I have rejected is the honesty that we were brought up to be honest. And it's like, honestly, I couldn't give a fuck about being honest, honestly. It's just too much hard work, being honest. I'd rather not, because it takes up too much time. What is that, Mercedes? Jesus. What is it like, eh? Is that lady a carer? It's a very difficult job doing that, actually, being a carer. It is difficult, yeah. Very difficult. So you sit here and you watch humanity. Anyway, so being the black sheep of the family like I am, it means that you're sort of rejected from the main body of it. But in my case, the family I come from, it's pretty rotten anyway. There's not really much. It's when you have like psychotic females in charge of stuff. Well, they're not in charge of anything, but they think they are, and the men just go along with it, just out of pure convenience. They just can't be bothered. I think that was probably in my dad's family as well. They come from this town here where we are right now, and you see pictures of them wearing shirts and ties and everything. And I think they were working off this thing. It is a bit rough, that Berlingo. Where everything is as it seems, if you know what I mean. And everybody was law abiding, everybody worked, and everybody did all the things that they were supposed to do. No question. There was no, or it appeared that way. I mean, or certainly if there was unusual activity, it would have been kept quiet. And the problem I think about my parents is my mother was like, she was like some kind of sociopath or something, and my dad just couldn't really. He was not like that at all, and that's maybe how that thing where opposites attract. You know, he Ford car. He used to rust a lot of the fuel filler caps. He was sort of very straight, you know. And I think what I sort of like, because they're dead, right? So I try to my coping with that is sort of anger. So part of it is anger at him, not. I'm blaming him because it's easier for you to cope if you blame somebody else for my actions. So I blame him for not pointing me in the right direction, although at the time he probably was trying to, and I wasn't fucking listening to him, which is probably what actually happened. And he did his very best, but also he had a career, quite a successful career, and he was a professional man, engineer, and my mother was a fucking complete dumpling, but good looking, with a big gob and like zero emotional intelligence, you know. No, like, it has been said that I'm like that. I don't know if I am or not. I don't think I am. That you've got zero understanding of other people's feelings, you know. I don't think I'm like that. I have some understanding. The diagnosis of Asperger's is just like, you know, I mean, so fucking what? I mean, I believe that a lot of people hide behind these diagnoses, and there's a lot of it going about now. You know, it's literally is. You know, there's more people getting diagnosed with that than there ever was. I mean, how the fuck's that happening? It's because somebody sort of thought it up. It was Hans Asperger. I mean, and then they decided to change it to an autism spectrum disorder. And so that, I think one of the issues with that is not getting the nuance of what other people are thinking. Is that right? Is that, you know? And I actually genuinely have no idea how you fucking know what somebody else is thinking. I don't get that at all. I just do not have any idea what somebody else is thinking, right? And I don't know what that really means exactly. So I think it's something that you can't really see, feel or touch. It's just a thing that people have, and I think I'm maybe sort of proving, or the way I'm going on right now is I'm sort of vindicating the diagnosis of Asperger's. It was in the loony bin down in the Borders. Wasn't a loony bin, it was a freaking psychiatric unit. Fucking idiot. So I was actually, I'd seen a psychiatrist there, so I don't generally, I still don't actually understand what that means anyway. So does that mean that I genuinely have autism spectrum disorder, you know? That I genuinely don't get how somebody could even understand what somebody else is thinking. I just don't get that at all. What the fuck is that? You know, how could you even know what somebody else is thinking? You know? So I don't even know what that actually means. Or am I just sort of playing up to it to try and justify the fact that I have this special fucking thing? I don't think I actually have, and they weren't even sure about it anyway. You know, it was like, oh, you know, and it was mild as well. That's what it said in the diagnosis, mild Asperger's. So it's like, mild Asperger's? Eh? And obviously there's a difference between there's autism and there's Asperger's. It was called high functioning autism. Was probably what I have. It's probably the sort of description of it. I mean, I've sat here and I didn't even know that I was going to be talking about this subject. You know, I didn't plan it or anything. Right, okay, we're going to be, that other video's loaded now. Really, so it's ready to rock and roll. We've got a very wet looking video, a lot of rain, and so we'll shuffle off up to Buffalo, and we'll catch you on the flip side. You know, catch you on the. So yeah, it's. I think I was pretty much left to deal with all this stuff on my own. That's what happened. But my mother rejected me. It still hurts a lot, yeah. It damaged I think it actually damaged my brain. And I was already behaving quite irresponsibly. I think if you reject somebody because they've got bad behaviour or they're not doing what you want, and you refuse to love them, I think you could only really expect them to get worse. Which is probably why we've got prisons. You know, probably. It's probably why people are in prison. I've never been in prison. So, I mean, obviously I wasn't that bad. But I was doing things that were immature and irresponsible. Particularly, the worst examples of that was when I have children. I have 5. One died. I have 4, so, and I've got a granddaughter, which they haven't fucking told me about. Which I thought was really disappointing. That could have been a point when, you know. He wasn't allowed to actually. He was not really. I don't think he's really manned up. My son, the eldest one. This is back to dominant women again, or devouring mothers. Devouring mothers who put their own needs first. Is what it is. Anyway, right, I'm going off on a tangent with that. So I was pretty much left on my own to deal with a lot of stuff, and I am now. Really left to sort it all out, cope with it and deal with it while the rest of them go off on their fucking jollies. You know, and you know, well, good luck to them. Everybody suffers in the end somehow. Well, everybody suffers throughout life. It's the natural part of life. But my feelings toward them are fairly ambivalent. But my door is always open, is what I would say. But you know, you've got to kind of be like that. You know, you can't go around saying you've got to have the opportunity for somebody to come through your door, but I don't want them coming through the door like at 3 o'clock in the morning with a bulldozer. No, I didn't mean that. I meant coming through it in a friendly fashion. Probably a bottle of red wine or something, or a couple of bottles of Newcastle brown ale. You know, but they're not allowed. They're not allowed to be loving towards me because it goes against the narrative of the psychotic females. So I had one psychotic female as my mother, a sociopathic female. And then there was other ones, and obviously because that's what I knew when I was being brought up, I went or I didn't go after them, they went after me or whatever it was. I landed up dating sociopathic females, and I remember meeting 2 or 3 women who weren't sociopathic, and they didn't do anything for me. They didn't, like, I didn't get turned on. You know, so there's only like sociopathic nutty ones that floated my boat, and that's very destructive. So that's the result you get, is you land up sleeping in cars, you know, or cardboard boxes. So everybody needs a bit, especially when you get older. That's when you realise, when you get older, you need the what is it? Security of stability. The last one that I was with, married to, was just very unsecure, you know, and she's still like that. God bless, you know. I love her, and I hope the whole world does, but she is absolutely uncopable. She does these, so she would be alright for a while, and then just that would, you know, there'd be outrageous things would happen. I mean, it's like things that you couldn't live with. So you could live, say, like, imagine, well, Jeremy Clarkson said this. He said this fucking 15, 20 years ago, that he was describing a female when he was comparing an analogy with a car. like the Porsche 911 it was. That it was beautiful, it was great cook, was this, that and the other, but every now and again she stabbed you in the legs. Well, that was the experience that I had. So she was alright, great, fine. She wasn't even particularly, she was not bad looking, but she was alright, but a bit fucking crazy looking. A bit like that baby reindeer actually, that's probably why I'm watching that Fiona Harvey thing. And then every now and again she would go off the rails, and she does that. But it's a shame for her and it's a shame for her loved ones, but I'm not ever putting myself in that position again. I used to go up to visit the kids. I've been going up for years, and it all came to my head last Christmas when the nut decided that was enough. For whatever reason, I don't really know. I don't know, and that was that. And at the end of the day, they're 26 and 25. No, 27. 27 and 25 at the moment, and that's up to them. And I've got to watch and not feed into the toxic drama. So I've got to, if they ask me anything or say anything, I've got to remember and well, you don't want to be set in a trap that you've actually become the centre of the toxic attention. It's very difficult. It's alright sitting here talking about it. When it comes to reality, it's a hugely difficult thing to deal with. My parents wouldn't even talk to her. When they wouldn't even have nothing to do with her. I mean, I don't know what that was. I still think they were wrong with that as well. They should have actually tried harder. But it was just like a non-starter. They just wouldn't have nothing to do with it. Yeah, it was fucking grim. But anyway, you've got to like carry on and be a decent person, and that's what I'm doing. Well, apart from videoing everybody down here. So, right, we're going to get going. It is quite a busy little place. So,
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.
right. It's 6:10. Right, let's go. Oh. See if we can swing right round here. If somebody comes round, they tend to come right at you. It's a busy little place. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. So, catch you in the next video. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Shut up, asshole. Fuck off.
Right, see if we can get up to 50. We're doing 70. These cross climates are fucking brilliant. Oh yeah, they are. They actually really are.
Bye.
Fuck off, asshole. Should be doing 6. That speed limit's wrong for this road.